Alright, we are back, and unfortunately, this is a post-com. I ended up losing my footage, so shout out to Mid, we're using his side of the battle. Really unfortunate because I felt like the post-com, or the live-com, had a lot of really good commentary to it. But it still was a good game nonetheless. I'm going to try and not give much away, and I'm really sorry that it's not going to be live-com. I prefer if it was, just because now I have to go over this 20-minute battle. But it is what it is. Looking at the team that he ended up bringing, he brought the Halucha, Roserade, the Aegislash, the GREEDENT, which is his DYNAMAX captain, if you guys remember from the team builder, his Mandibuzz, and his Gastrodon. Obviously, I'm not supposed to know what the items are, so I'm going to act as if I don't know what the items are. But looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, the best lead for me is the Acelgor. It does really good against his entire team except for the GREEDENT, and if he leads off with that, then I can still get a huge chunk of damage off on it. If he leads off with something else and switches into the GREEDENT, it's taking huge chunks of damage. So I'm thinking my lead is going to be the Acelgor. So good luck, have fun to Mid. Should be a good game. Again, it honestly was a really good game. So I'm going to hopefully be able to speed things up or just talk through, because again, it's 20 minutes, and right here he's just fixing his settings, making sure he has his in-game audio set up. I just muted the audio from his recording, so that's no worries. But anyways, I lead off with the Acelgor, and unfortunately for us, he does lead off with the GREEDENT, which it's big. I kind of wish I had Focus Blast now, but even then, it's only 70% chance to hit, and I would still be doing like just around half. So I decided to say, screw it, I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz here. Bug Buzz should do around 35% to him if he's got around 30-ish% actually, if he's got just max HP and when he Dynamaxes, of course. So that's kind of my play here. The reason for that is because I can get a drop potentially. It also does good damage. It's the hardest hitting move that I have. I'm not going to go for a Sludge Bomb. I feel like going for a drop is better than going for the poison. He does obviously have the chance to be a berry set with the cheek pouch. I believe that is the ability where you can get their berry activates twice. So that's kind of what I'm thinking he's going to be doing here. So yeah, he's Dynamaxing, which is kind of expected. Obviously, it's his Dynamax captain. He just wants to make sure he can get a huge hit off on me. I don't think a regular Facade, which is what he went for, would have killed me. So he has to go for a max strike, which would definitely get the KO on me. So yeah, fingers crossed that we can do good chunks of damage to him, which we do with the Bug Buzz here. We do about 25-30%, which is nice, as I'm just going to try and adjust my mic quickly without damaging anything. Okay, so he goes for the max strike here, and he just obliterates us, by the way. Yeah, that was obvious. Not looking like the best start for us, and at this point I'm thinking, I'm calcing, I'm doing some work and checking if Togedemaru is my best play, or if I should go into my Hydreigon and just click Crunch. But he's going to have like a fighting move for sure, so he can definitely get a KO on me there. Togedemaru can live a hit. I can go for the Max Knuckle, and that should do a good chunk of damage. Max Knuckle with the reversal is 100 base power, so I'm hoping we can do about 35% to it, and then get the +1 boost and do another 50% to him, which is kind of my hope here, because if we were to get that damage off on him, it would make our lives a lot easier going forward with our sweepers being our Hydreigon, our Braviary, and our Aromatisse. So going to Togedemaru here, I make that decision. I say, you know what, it's time. I'm going to go into this. Yes, I'm probably not going to survive because he'll go for a Max Quake, and that'll OHKO me after this 30, but I think I have to go for that move. So that's exactly what I do here. I'm going to go for the Max Knuckle, and if you guys notice on the top right of your screen, underneath my Pokemon's HP, you'll see it shows, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the word for it. The time for my time and his time, and that's the chess timer aspect. So you can see when I made my last move, how much time I had left on my timer, and when he makes his last move, you can see that as well. So we get a good sense of how much time each other has, which is nice, just in case we maybe want to, I don't know, stall the game out, which obviously I would not want to do, especially in this situation. But I go for the Max Knuckle here. It's going to do a good chunk of damage to him, brings him down to under half, which is going to actually pop his Citrus Berry, and he's going to get HP back from the Citrus Berry twice. So he's getting back 50% of his HP, which is incredible. Just this thing is so freaking fat. I did not respect the GREEDENT that much. I should have definitely had more respect for it, just because you basically get a full-on, well, 50% back from your Citrus Berry everything whenever you go under half, which is insane, and it's got so much bulk, so much HP that it's just ridiculous. But yeah, he goes for the Max Quake there, or the Max Knuckle there. Neither of those. He goes for the Max Strike there, and that's just a way to break my Sturdy 100%. If I wasn't running Sturdy, I would say that's a misplay, but thankfully I am running Sturdy, so that was the right play on his part. But at the end of the day, I think it was the right move to go for. So I'm going to go for another Max Knuckle here. I don't think he's switching out. There's no reason for him to. I'm going to do like 50% with Max Knuckle. If I can get him under half, I can get him to around 40%. I'd be really happy. And we do decent damage there. We get him to around 40%, which is nice. And that just means my Hydreigon can come in, just kill my, what is it called? My, I'm trying to think of the name of it. My Braviary can come in and get a kill if need be. I think that's really all I'm going to go into because I don't feel like my Jellicent or my Aromatisse are the best option in this situation, especially now that he's, well, he's gotten a special defense boost. So, yeah, I don't think my special offensive mons would be really good there. But it doesn't matter. Down goes our Togedemaru. I would like to go in and set up with my Hydreigon. I just don't think it's the best option because his Togedemaru, not Togedemaru, his Mandibuzz and his Gastrodon are still around, and I need to be +2 to be able to OHKO those things. So I don't feel like using my physically offensive Hydreigon is going to be the best option there. And even if I was especially offensive, I probably wouldn't be able to kill the Greedent because it's just that bulky. But anyways, I decided to go into my Braviary here. Braviary to me has the best option to succeed in this because I can really just pressure his team. And again, like the whole goal for this game is to just wear down my opponent to the point where Aromatisse can win. He only brought the one fairy resist being the Aegislash, and if I chip that thing down to like 25%, and I get Trick Room and a +2 boost to my special attack, it's game over, and there's nothing that he can do about it. So I'm going to kind of hope, fingers crossed we can do that. So he's going to go for the Facade here as we end up going for the Brave Bird, and Brave Bird will definitely be able to get the KO on the Greedent. So we finally get a kill on the board. It is now 5-4 for mid, and again, really hoping that we can do some work this the rest of this game because I don't want to fall to 0-4. That would be awful, and at this point it's definitely looking like that because we don't have our DYNAMAX captain anymore. He's got a full HP rest of his team, and I am down to like 25% on one of my mons, or 75% on one of my mons, and then dead with 2 others, which is awful. But in comes the Mandibuzz here. And I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird. Again, Brave Bird is my best play. There's no reason for me to switch out. I'll do 40% of this thing. If he wants to roost up, okay, he roosts up. Not the end of the world. I don't see him just staying in and just clicking a roost because I can just easily click U-turn. He might think I'm not banded, or he might think maybe I am banded. He may think that I'm Life Orb, or I guess Life Orb Sheer Force, which wouldn't really work because I went for Brave Bird. He might think I'm just a bulky Braviary. So I go for the Brave Bird here, and I'm thinking like, what, he's gonna go for Foul Play? Foul Play would kind of suck because I'm taking chip from this, I'm taking Foul Play damage, it would suck. But no, he actually just ended up going for the U-turn, which is the best play for me, 100%, because at this point, the Mandibuzz takes damage, which is nice. He now can't come in on my Braviary because he'll be 2-KO'd. So he's actually going to go into his Aegislash here, I believe. And the reason he was an Aegislash is because obviously it's a flying resist, and that's the whole reason why this bird spam is incredible against his team. Because if I can weaken the Aegislash, then I can just win with my Aromatisse. And again, that is the game plan. Stick to the game plan. Anyways, at this point in time, I'm just like debating, do I switch out? Do I go into my Jellicent? I'm thinking, I'm just going to stay in. I just need damage off on this thing. If I can get 25% off that, that'll help. It'll let me go into my Hydreigon. I'll be able to get off a Crunch or an Earthquake preferably, and I think that's just my best play. So I'm going to go for the Brave Bird here, and luckily for me, we're going to do a good chunk of damage. We do about 25%, which I will take. But the biggest news is that he doesn't go for the close combat. He ends up going for the Shadow Claw here. So Shadow Claw is going to obviously not affect my Braviary, and this is huge because at this point he has to switch out. If he goes for King's Shield, I just stay in. I'll get my +2 boost from Defiant, and it's not going to help him at all. So I will take it if he goes for King's Shield. So if he switches out, he's getting 2-KO'd by his Mandibuzz, his Roserade is dying, his Hawlucha is dying, and he goes into Gastrodon, which is his best play. That is taking huge chunks of damage. Unfortunately for me though, because I'm not going to be able to 2-KO that thing, I know I'm not going to be able to 2-KO, there's nothing I can do about it. Because I'm not going to be able to 2-KO that thing, I feel like I have to just I have to switch out here, and I think it's this right play to do, because you see I do like 40% there, which is really solid damage. But he's leftovers, he's gonna have to recover, there's no reason for me to stay in. He could just go for Ice Beam anyways and get the KO on me. So I'm gonna switch out, I'm gonna go into my Jellicent here. Jellicent can obviously, it's immune to his water move. It doesn't take any damage from the rest of his attacks because, I mean, it doesn't have Toxic on this thing. So Jellicent is an amazing wall for the Gastrodon. But my whole mindset is, if he goes for a cover, I'm going to expect him to switch out to Roserade because I'm not running an Ice move. And even if I was, Roserade is very specially defensive, so I might as well just make the double and go into my my Braviary again. And if he goes for an attack, which again I doubt he would do because this thing does get Giga Drain, by the way, I can just, like, he's probably switching out, and you guys see there, he actually does switch out, and I make the play and I say, screw this, I'm switching out into my Roserade, into my Braviary here, as expecting him to go for the Roserade, and that is exactly what happens, and that is huge. This is the turn where I think to myself, I could do this, I can win this game, because at this point, like, I'm in control. I'm actually going to go for a U-turn here because I'm thinking he's going to go back into the Gastrodon. It's at full HP. If it didn't go for recover that first turn, I would have been so much more comfortable just staying in and going for Brave Bird. But because he went for the recover, I have to go for the U-turn here to gain momentum. So I'm going to go for the U-turn, and I'm going to go into my Hydreigon here, expecting to go into the Gastrodon, which is exactly what happens. So U-turn comes out. It's going to do about 20%, 15-20%, to which, again, is solid damage. I don't really know if he's defensive or especially defensive, but I'm going to Hydreigon because a Specs Draco Meteor is going to hurt. He doesn't have an immunity anymore. He never had an immunity on his team, so I feel like I'm in a great spot to just go for Draco Meteor if he thinks I have that, and I feel like he would switch out to something else. That's kind of my play here. I'm right now I'm calculating, like, should I go for a Dragon Dance here, expecting to switch, but what's my play? So I do know at this point I'm going to Hydreigon, so I'm just waiting on that, trying to do some quick calcs while the time will let me. So when it comes to Hydreigon, and again, I'm thinking, do I just Crunch? Do I Dragon Dance? What's the play here? And I actually decide I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance here because an Ice Beam won't 2 kill me, which is big, so I can potentially get off a second Dragon Dance. And if I do that, then I should be golden here. I would love to not be Life Orb and not take the damage, but I kind of have to. Unfortunately for me, though, after I get off this Dragon Dance, he reveals an amazing tech. It's really solid against my team, and he ends up going for it, which is the Icy Wind. That's obviously going to lower my speed by 1 stage, and he actually, unfortunately for me, gets a crit on this turn, which does suck. It means I probably would have gone for a second Dragon Dance if he didn't get the crit. That way I could still make him scared that I outspeed the Rosary, because I would definitely 2KO him, or OHKO him here, +2. But I just didn't feel like it was the right move because he got the crit there. If he hadn't gotten the crit, I would have definitely just gone for the attack, no problem. We would force the Hawlucha in, and I could just go into my Jellicent and just wall the hell out of it. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyways, at this point, I just go for the Crunch here. I'm thinking it's my best play. It's a 2 KO. It's not going to OHKO him here. It would be amazing if I did, but I just can't. If I had Outrage, like, I wish I was running Outrage now because Outrage would have done enough to OHKO it for sure. It would have made it so he has to go into his Hawlucha and burn the close combat right away, and that would make him very weak to my Jellicent because Throat Chop doesn't do too much to me because he's not a +2. But I go for the Crunch here, and we do a huge chunk of damage to him. Like, look at that. I will take that damage. We take the Life Orb recoil, and he ends up going for another Icy Wind. So at this point, we're at -1 speed, which means that the Roserade will outspeed me, guaranteed, even though we don't really know what the set is. If he's, like, we don't have very much speed investment on our Hydreigon. Again, we have 60 EVs in speed, so it's nothing. But he gets a bit of recovery from the leftovers. And at this point in time, Crunch is still my best play. I'm going to sack off my Hydreigon to the incoming Roserade or Aegislash or anything really, because at this point we're just dying. To me, I'm thinking, like, does he go for Roserade or does he go into the Hawlucha? And I'm thinking to myself, I think Roserade is his best play. That way he doesn't burn the move on Hawlucha, the White Herb on Hawlucha with going for close combat or something. I feel like if he goes Roserade, it kind of protects him against it gets the KO on my Hydreigon, it gets the KO on my Jellicent, it gets the KO on my Aromatisse. The only thing is, it invites back in my Braviary, which at this point it just runs house on his entire team. So he has to be very careful with what he wants to do here. And I think at this point you see him, he's debating, he's deciding what I want to do, what should I be doing here, and he ends up deciding he's going to go into his Roserade, which is fine by me. Regardless of what was happening, I was sacking off the Hydreigon. There was nothing I could do anymore. I might have outsped the Aegislash if he went to that, but again, Shadow Sneak would have probably gotten the KO on me. So he ends up going for the Sludge Bomb here. He's going to get the KO on me no matter what. There's nothing I can do at this point. And unfortunately, we are going to go down. I believe it's going to be 4-3. But all's not lost. Our Braviary is still around. Our game plan is still in effect. The whole goal is to make sure that we can chip his team down to the point where our Trick Room, Nasty Plot, and Aromatisse can win the game. And that's all I'm hoping I can do. Yeah, and this one here is also important because he reveals to be Life Orb and not Scarfed, which is also very useful. It does suck because the fact that he's Life Orb means he's going to do a lot more damage to my Jellicent, and he's going to do a lot more damage to my Aromatisse. Actually, probably he'll be killing it with the Sludge Bomb, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. I go with my Braviary here as he goes into his Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz obviously and Braviary kind of the polar opposites of each other, one being super bulky and the other one being super offensive. But I go for the Brave Bird here, also of course being Gen 5 birds. But Brave Bird comes out, and I love the animation for us. We do enough to 2 KO, which is fantastic, and we're still at a good enough HP to the point where we can just, like, keep going for attacks because we're not going to drop to a Roserade after its max HP because it doesn't have much HP. The Hawlucha, again, doesn't have much HP, so we should be able to survive if we go for a Brave Bird there. We may not survive if we go for Brave Bird into the Hawlucha and the Roserade, but if we're doing that, we just took care of all the threats to our Jellicent, and the Aegislash is not going to beat us. So I'll take it. But anyways, at this point in time, what does he go for? He has to go into his Aegislash. There's really not much that he can do. him going to Aegis Slash is fine with me, and the reason why I'm really okay with Jellicent against Aegis Slash, that matchup, is because of Strength Sap. Really, he has to have King's Shield, he has to have Shadow Sneak, he already revealed Close Combat. I'm thinking he has Iron Head or Shadow Claw, and, well sorry, he already revealed the Shadow Claw. I'm thinking he has to have Iron Head or Shadow Sneak. Haven't really determined which one he has yet. I'd imagine he has the Iron Head. But I switch out here, and I go into my Jellicent, expecting him to go for the Close Combat this time, because he needs to get rid of the bird. He has to get rid of the Braviary, or else he does not win this game. It's just that simple. And I get the prediction right again, which is fantastic, and we have a free Jellicent here. At this point, it's a speed tie. He may not have any speed in his Aegis Slash. Unfortunately for me, I'm not running any speed in my Jellicent, even though normally I would usually run maybe 12 or 20 EVs in speed, but it is what it is, and I didn't run them. But he goes for the King's Shield here, and he was kind of saying in his recording, oh, please don't have Will-O-Wisp or something, and unfortunately I don't have Will-O-Wisp. I just have the Shadow Ball, and the Scald, and the Strength Sap, and the Recover. Recover may not have been the best choice, but it's really good against the special offensive mods that aren't Life Orb boosted. Like if he was running a defensive Rosary, I would have been fine. But anyways, I go for another Shadow Ball here. No reason for me not to. I feel like if he goes into the Rosary, it's going to be good damage. He'll just recover it back up, but I can go back to my Braviary, which is all I really want to do. All I gotta do is go back into my Braviary. But at this point, he ends up switching out into the Hawlucha for some reason. I still don't know why he did that. It doesn't make too much sense to me why Hawlucha specifically, because he'll take the damage. He can potentially get burned from the what is it called? The Scald, and I don't know. The good news is, looking back on it, a Life Orb Rosary's Giga Drain would not have gotten the KO on me from this range, so I would have to get decent damage off him, enough to put him in range of a Psychic at neutral from my Aromatisse, so I guess that's a good thing he went into this, kind of, but he goes for Throat Chop here, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm just going to Scald, hope for a burn, and then I'm just going to Strength Sap until I get back to full. I think that's my best play, as I go for the Scald here, really hoping for the burn. Unfortunately, I don't get it, but we do leave him at 24 HP, and I think my play now is to go for the Strength Sap here. Honestly, completely forgetting that White Herb will activate, but it's a good thing that it does. The fact that it does is important because it means he can't get that off in the future, just in case he ends up being up against my Braviary or something, or maybe he goes up against my Aromatisse when it's low or whatever. But at this point in time, I go for the Strength Sap, and you're going to see Strength Sap is broken. I make him lose one stage in his attack, and look at all the HP I gain. I go from 30%, 35% to full. Beautiful. Fantastic. His White Herb pops. I'm thinking to myself, ooh, I should be going for the Strength Sap, and I should not be doing that. The reason for that is because if he has Swords Dance, which he does, if he just goes for Swords Dances, I'm gonna lose the game. So I'm hoping he goes for Swords Dance now, realizes that he can just beat me he can eventually break me down. So I'm hoping he does that. I go for a Shadow Ball here, or a Scald, one of the two, and I try and get the KO on the Hawlucha. So yeah, if he goes for the Throat Chop here, which he does, that's fine. We end up taking a lot of damage from him, and we end up taking a good bit of damage from him. But we get the KO on one of the biggest threats to our team, which is his Hawlucha. Now, problem is we are now in range of the Roserade's Mega Drain, which is, it sucks because the Roserade is the biggest threat to our team right now. The Aegis Slash, not so much. Roserade, definitely, because it beats our Wincon. So yeah, I'm just hoping we can beat this thing. Giga Drain's coming out. Giga Drain will guarantee get the KO. If he wasn't Life Orb, I actually survive this hit, which is crazy. But Life Orb Roserade is just so strong. And Roserade kept in this game a lot longer than like Roserade was his saving grace this game. Honestly, it was incredible. So I'm gonna go for a Shadow Ball here. So I feel like that's my best play. I'll do good damage against him, put him in range. Unfortunately, we do drop, so it is what it is. He's gonna get back to full and then take another round of Life Orb, and he's gonna take 14 points of health. So he'll be back to the same amount of health that he started with. And at this point, I have one option, and it's to go into my Braviary. Braviary is the option here because it allows me to get momentum or get a K, or not momentum, but it allows me to chip down the Aegis Slash to the point where I can beat it with my Aromatisse, or get the KO on the Roserade, which in that case, I can just switch out into my my Aromatisse, sack that off, and then go into my Braviary and click Shadow Claw. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here. But anyways, this point in time, he's going to switch out. He's going to go into the Aegis Slash here. I'm still debating, do I go for U-turn, do I go for Shadow Claw? And honestly, I wasn't thinking about going for Shadow Claw here. I was thinking about Brave Bird or U-turn. In reality, I should have probably gone for Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw would have done more damage to the Aegis Slash. It wouldn't chip me down. The only way it would have hurt me is if he went back into the oh no, actually no, it would not have hurt me at all. The only way it would have hurt me is, yeah, if he decided not to switch out. And if he didn't switch out, then he would have lost to my Aromatisse. I think. So I don't know. It was kind of a 50-50 here. But anyways, I go another Brave Bird here as he stays in. He doesn't go for a King Shield. He just goes for a close combat this time, finally getting rid of my Braviary as we actually had a crit here, which is big, but at the same time, it's not big because if we manage to get to +2 with our Aromatisse, it won't matter against the crit won't have mattered. If we don't get to +2, then yeah, it would have mattered. We would have been able to cut down the differential. But the thing is, if we don't get to +2, we lose the game. We don't have enough HP, or we don't have enough. Sorry, the Rosary hasn't taken enough damage to the point where a neutral Psychic will get the KO on him. So I feel I have to go into my Aromatisse. I have to click Trick Room. I have to click Nasty Plot, and I have to go for game. That's the only thing I can do. If I don't do that, then I mean I'm screwed. And the reason I'm clicking Trick Room here is because it's kind of my best option. He doesn't know if I'm Babiri Berry. He doesn't know if I'm Cassid Berry, so he can't really just go hard into the Rose Raid. But he goes for the Shadow Claw here, which is going to do a clean chunk of damage. That's really respectable damage. It's 40%, which is insane. And what sucks is that if he goes for that again and goes for a Shadow Sneak, then I lose. So it sucks. So I'm really hoping now I just have to say, you know what, I just don't think he has Shadow Sneak. I have to play as if he doesn't have Shadow Sneak. I have to play for broke, try and get the win here. And I'm going to go for the Nasty Plot here and try and get to +2. Because again, I'll either lose 2-0 or I'll win. That's basically what's going to happen here. There's nothing else. If I just kill him, then I'll lose 1-0. And that's it. It's like a crit, which is unlikely. So I said, you know what? I'm going to play off the fact that he's going to not have the Shadow Sneak, or that he's going to go for a Shadow Sneak right now, expecting me to get the KO on him, and then I'll live the second Shadow Sneak, because from this range, I'll live 2 Shadow Sneaks. So I think there's more options for me to win the game if I go for a Nasty Plot here. But luckily for me, he goes for King's Shield. And that just means I win the game. Because at this point, there's nothing that he can do. I get to +2, my special attack. I have 3 turns left to Trick Room after this turn. I am golden. So I still don't believe it's real, guys. If you like, this is why I wish I had my live com, because like when I made that switch, when I made the double into from Jellicent into Braviary on the Rose Raid, that was huge. I was like, yes, oh my god, I can't believe we did that. That's insane. When I was just chipping him down, when I was getting the 50-50s right against the Aegis Slash with the Shadow Claw versus the close combat, it was incredible. When I caught the Hawlucha, that was amazing. And this, just the fact that I got the Nest Ball, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And you see, now he goes for Shadow Sneak, and he does a ton of damage. That's because he crits us. And yeah, so maybe the fact that maybe if he'd gone for Shadow Sneak there, 2 Shadow Sneaks, he actually would have won the game too. So I don't know, but at this point in time, we're at +2 special attack. The Rose Raid doesn't outspeed us. We have 2 turns left to Trick Room. Unless he gets like double Protect off, which I'd be shocked if he had Protect. We're gonna win this game. So yeah, and look, all I was saying the entire time, like after the game end, I'm like, stick to the motherfucking game plan. That's it. Stick to the game plan, and it paid off. Aromatisse has quickly become one of my favorite fairies to use in the entire format, because having Nasty Plot is huge. Trick Room is amazing. It's a lot more specially offensive than people get the credit for. And yeah, it doesn't get access to like Focus Blast or Hidden Power Fire anymore, or just like, and I think it does get Energy Ball actually. But just the fact that it's basically just Moonblast, Psychic, and Thunderbolt, that's pretty much all you have. It still works. There's still amazing coverage, and you look at that, it ended up putting in work, getting 2 kills for us as we end up picking up a 1-0 win. Whew. I am so happy about this win, guys. You have no idea. I'm gonna keep the screen up here for now because I don't know what's coming next. But my god, just the fact that we were able to get this win was just so freaking massive. It really keeps our playoff hopes alive, because I believe the season is only 8 weeks long, which is kind of rough. It's really short, so we have to pretty much go 3-1 at worst the rest of the way, because I don't think we're gonna be making it if we go 2-2, because that would mean we'd finish with a 3-5 record, which is not. I don't think that's good enough. So 4-4, maybe. If we can go undefeated the rest of the way, we'll definitely make playoffs. But at this point in time, I'm just hoping that we can continue playing good. We've played a lot better the past 2 weeks with our new team, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we can do a lot better going forward. Hydreigon still really hasn't done much for us, which sucks, but it is what it is. GG to mid. Huge thank you again for letting me use his side of the battle. So make sure to go and check him out. His link will be in the description below. Yes, we just saw his side of the battle, but go and check him out. He has a lot of really important commentary that you guys might want to go and check out. So yeah, I can't believe we got this win. It's absolutely huge. GDL is taking a quick break, 1 week's break during between week 4 and week 5. Don't know the exact reason why we're doing that, but it is what it is. So yeah, there may not be a video next week. If there isn't, cool. If there is, okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still just kind of like shocked that we actually won this game. I had this game last night and then I realized my file was corrupted, but still I'm just shocked. We got the win, finally. So 1-3 with a -5 differential. Mid is 0-4 with a -5 differential, so I will take it. We're not in last place anymore. Yeah, so that's for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Of course, smash or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, just thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.